What's up guys, today is day 43 of the 100 days RunStreak challenge. My name is Jeremy, you are on the marathon experience, and today we're going to talk about the incredible story of how a drug addict became an Ironman. Let's go! I found an incredible story today on a Facebook group. It's the story of Noel Mulkey. I started to dig up a little bit of who Noel is. I found actually a podcast where he was telling his whole story. The podcast, by the way, is super cool. It's called I Quit Blank and Started Running. It is created by Antonia D. Heinrich. Not really sure of the pronunciation there. Sorry, Antonia. And it is a great podcast. It explained very well all the story of Noel, how he started as a drug addict and ended up being an Ironman. And I thought that we could really all learn from this incredible story. That's why I really wanted to tell it to you guys. If you want more information about Noel, definitely go and check out the podcast. I'll put a link in the description. It's a really interesting story to hear about, and in this video I only want to give you a short version, so you still get to learn more about Noel later on. But briefly, Noel grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Funny enough, I had never heard about Tulsa, Oklahoma since Chandler moved there in France for work. You know, when he's trying to convince Monica that's where he wants to live and that's the Paris of Oklahoma is Tulsa, whatever. I'm not sure I remember well, but I just thought it was a pretty cool episode. But anyway, okay, he grew up in Tulsa and he was just a, normal kid. Although he got bullied a lot in high school, he has quite a high-pitched voice. And in a podcast, he actually said that he was bullied because of that, but also because of other things. And sometimes, you don't even know why you're bullied. It's just kids could be really mean. And that had a very, very hard impact on him. That's why he started to do drugs already in high school. It went all the way to heroin, where he was actually in a car with a friend, and she showed him exactly how to basically inject the drug. Not really sure what word to use there because I'm not sure I have the full vocabulary around the drug thing. But yeah, that's how his Addict story started, and then it went downer and downer. He was working at a restaurant. All the money he was making was basically going through his vein directly. That's what actually he said on the podcast. I'm quoting him here. Then his parents tried to set up an intervention, sending him to Florida. That's an important thing to remember. You will see later on why. So going to Florida was supposed to be a way to sober, but after staying a few months there, he went back to Tulsa, still as a drug addict. And he kept on using drugs when he was living with his parents. He went to the point of stealing his parents' jewelry to sell it or pawn it to pay for drugs. And at some point, he really saw in his parents' eyes the deep, deep disappointment of them seeing their son in this condition, not being able to help him. And that was a click for him. That's when he decided to really quit drugs and move on with his life. Funny enough, he didn't actually quit drugs to start running, or start running to quit drugs. It actually went step by step. So he quit drugs. In order to quit, he basically did some sort of a detox program at home, using some other pills that you can take in order to remove the first addiction. But while he was doing this, he was still living with his parents, not doing much activity, and removing all the drugs from his body was a challenge in itself. So he started also to put on some weight, and eventually he started running in order to do so. From running, he just went up to triathlon. He realized that he had some predisposition to be really good in triathlon, like a good genetic background basically. So he registered for his first sprint triathlon. So sprint is basically a short version of swimming, cycling and running, and he came third, which was quite impressive. The next one he went to, he actually won it, and that was the click. He decided this day that he wanted to be a professional triathlete. And now if we flash forward 5 years later to today, he has done in 2019 the World Championship of what's called 70.3, which is also known as Half Ironman. And just this month, or last month, I'm not sure exactly when it was, he finished his first full Ironman, and that happened in, wait for it, Florida, the same place he went 6 years earlier to try to quit drugs and failing at it, being one of the most down time of his life. He came back there and became a full Ironman. I just love the fact that he just went 2 times in Florida. One was the worst time of his life and one was one of the best. And that's it basically. And now I'm really looking forward to see what else is going to accomplish in the next 5, 10 or 20 years. I'm definitely rooting for him. I think a story like this shows very well the point that no matter how down you feel and no matter how bad you think your situation is, there is always a way up. I mean, if you think yourself as stealing your parents' jewelry just to be able to get some money and buy drugs. I mean, that's a pretty low time, and it must have been extremely difficult to be in his shoes at this time. But fast forward this, after he found something that he truly loved and truly enjoyed doing, he's a tremendous athlete now, doing something that he loves every single day. So no matter what, if you're feeling down right now, there is a way up. There is a way for you to find your motivation, to find what you enjoy the most, be great at it, and change your life. That's it, guys. That's the whole message I wanted to pass in this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like. It will help a lot with the YouTube algorithm to push the videos to more viewers. Also, be sure to go and follow Noel on all of his social. I'll put all the link in the description. He's very big on TikTok, super good Instagram pictures are really good. I almost thought he was a professional photographer first. Also his Facebook and his YouTube. I'm dying to see more videos on his YouTube channel. So he has some, but I do feel like he should be sharing at least once a week because he's super valuable in terms of content. That's super interesting to see where he has been, where he is now, the way he trained, etc. And to be fair, secretly, I'm kind of hoping that one day I'll be able maybe to do an Ironman myself. But that's very far in the future. I'm really not to that point yet, but I'll love one day maybe to do one. So definitely go and follow him. He's super interesting. He has great personality. He makes all of his extraordinary performances just look easy. Like, he's super chill about everything. It's honestly, he's a super nice personality to watch, and personally that gives me a great motivation every time I see one of his content. Quickly now, let's move on to the RunStreak update. As I said in the beginning, today is day 43. My weight this morning was at 78.3, so it's still not going down since the cheat meal, which was now 4 days ago. There's probably nothing wrong with that. I might have been a little too heavy on the cheat meal on this side, maybe. Hopefully it will go down on the next days. Regarding the run, I ran with Margot in 58 minutes. Pretty amazing now. We are really pushing it with Margot every time. At the beginning, it's funny because Margot is running every other day. At the beginning, I was taking my relaxing day with Margot, basically. We were running pretty slow at like 1 hour and 5 minutes, 1 hour 6, etc. And on my alone day, I was trying to push at it and go like maybe 58, 56 minutes for my 10K. But since Margot started to really push it and want to break her record every time she goes out, I now have to make a more relaxed day when I'm not with her, because with her I have to push really hard to be able to follow her. So that's pretty cool. It also makes me work harder and get more out of this run streak. By the way, if you're joining the channel right now, I am in the middle of a 100 days run streak where I run a 10K every single day. I also upload a video on YouTube every single day about my progress, tips, to share some stories like this, anything that can help you run. So if you want to be part of the journey, go ahead and hit subscribe, hit the notification button, and I'll see you tomorrow.